Okay, so now my students, we are proceeding looking on the eukaryotic cells, whereby as in the previous part of this session, we try to look on the prokaryotic cell, and we have finished that story of prokaryotic cell. So now we are just proceeding on the eukaryotic cell, that is another type of cell. So what is this now? Eukaryotic, the same as the prokaryotic cell. We have seen that the prokaryotic cell, it comes from Greek word, the same as this eukaryotic cell. So now the term eukaryotic, eukaryote, come from two Greek words. About the first one inaitwa eu, meaning true, but also we have karyon, meaning nucleus. So we have this eu, that is the Greek word, that meaning that true. So tukiongelea you tunamaanisha this one, the first part, that is you, meaning the true. But when we are talking about karyon, meaning that that is a nucleus. So now let's discuss this eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cells are those cells whose nuclei are bounded by nuclear membrane. So also cells are typically composed of membrane, plasma membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, organelles, and the other organelles such as the mitochondria. So these cells tunasema kwamba it is the true cell. Why is it a true cell? Because it has been surrounded by bounded membrane nuclei. This is a nuclear membrane organelles. So the different kinds of organelles that are found within the eukaryotic cell, they are being surrounded by nucleus. For example, here you can see we have cytoplasm. It is cytoplasm. It has been surrounded by the cell membrane. But also you can see you have the nucleus. Pia nucleus may be surrounded by nuclear envelope. We have different organelles, for example, mitochondria. Also, it has been surrounded by plasma membrane. So these are the cells that they have a true membrane bounded organ. It is quite different from the prokaryotic cell. And also we can say that the endoplasmic reticulum, not only those that we have seen that there is mitochondria, there is endoplasmic reticulum, there is a ribosomes, there is Golgi apparatus, and this is very different from prokaryotic cell. So now you can see in the prokaryotic cell we have only seen that there is the cell, they lack these organelles, except there is a ribosome in the prokaryotic cell. But other organelles, for example, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus within the prokaryotic cell, they lack those organelles. But within the eukaryotic cell now is here now we are going to discuss. So the examples of prokaryotic cells, are plants and animal cells. So tukiongelea prokaryotic cell, hapa sasa tutakuwa tunaongelea plant cell together with the animal cell. Tunaongelea hizo mbili, plant cell pamoja na animal cell. So now here let's start with the you can see that features of eukaryotic cells, or the general characteristics of prokaryotic cell. Je, hii prokaryotic cell inakuwa na sifa zipi? Starting with the first feature of this prokaryotic cell, now you can see they are relatively large in size, ranging from microscopic to macroscopic. This is very different from eukaryotic cell. Unaweza ukaona kwenye prokaryotic cell tuliona kwamba ile ni very microscopic, starting from 0.5 up to 10 nanometer. It is very small. But when we are looking on the prokaryotic cell, they are relatively large in size. They range from microscopic to macroscopic. And now another characteristics or another feature of eukaryotic cell, they have true or well-organized nuclei with the nuclear membrane. So unaweza ukaona ndani ya hizi eukaryotic cell, either kwenye plant cell au kwenye animal cell, unaweza ukaona true nucleus, ambayo ndani ya nucleus also there are different kinds of constituent or different kinds of organelles. For example, nuclear pores, nuclear envelope, DNA, and so on. So that is the another feature. Another feature or another characteristics of this eukaryotic cell, simply we can say that they have large and numerous ribosomes with a sedimentation speed of 8s. That is, the S stand for the 7 bag, but is also unity measurement. This is a unity measurement. We have different kinds of unit measurement, for example, centimeters, meters, kilogram, and so on. But this 7 bag, it's abbreviated as S. So tukiandika S hapa tunakuwa tunamaanisha 7 bag. So now pia ndani ya hawa eukaryotic cell they have ribosomes. Lakini hawa ribosome yake inakuwa kubwa pamoja na ndogo. Hilo ni 70 ribosomes pamoja na 80 ribosome, as here you can see. Another feature, we can say that they have membrane bound organelles such as mitochondria and plastids. These organisms, they have membrane bonded nucleus, membrane bonded organelles. So and when we are talking about membrane bond organelles, here we are talking about mitochondria together with the plastids. So example of plastids here, we are talking about the chloroplast. So ile chloroplast inakuwa na membrane, na ndio maana tunaita the membrane bond organelles. And another feature here, we can say that the cell wall, if present, are chemically composed of cellulose or chitin. So kama kwa hao organism, that is plant cell and animal cell, kama watakuwa na ile cell wall yao itakuwa imetengenezwa na cellulose au na chitin. For example, within a plant cell there is a cell wall, but that cell wall it is made by this structure ambayo inaitwa cellulose. And other organisms, they are being made, for example, we have animals such as arthropods. They are external structure, it has been made by this structure ambayo inaitwa chitin, and that's become the feature of this organism. But also we can say that they have a large helical DNA, which is associated with histone protein from chromosomes. To form chromosomes. Kwamba this organism, they have large helical protein, and within their helical protein on their wall it has been made with the protein ambayo inaitwa histone protein, ambayo sasa hii histone protein ndio ambayo inatumika kutengeneza zile ambazo tunaziita chromosomes. And this feature is very important kwa sababu hii feature haipo kwenye ile one type, the first type of cell ambayo tulikuwa tumeidiscuss inaitwa prokaryotic cell. Haina hii histone protein, ile DNA yao haina hii histone protein, kwa haina uwezo wa kutengeneza chromosomes. Another feature that is found within this organism is simply we can say that the cilia and flagella, if present, arise from basal bodies and contains microtubules that are arranged in 9+2 patterns. This we have already seen it in prokaryotic cell. Kwenye prokaryotic cell tulisema kwamba hawa organism wenyewe hawana zile microtubules zao hazijabi arranged into 9+2 pattern. But this arrangement, it is only found in eukaryotic cell, that is plant and the animals. But also here, now after discussing the general features of the prokaryotic cell, so now here we have to discuss the type C of eukaryotic cell. We have almost 2 types of eukaryotic cell. And here we have the first type of eukaryotic cell, which is called the plant cell. The second type, it is called the animal cell. So also we are going to discuss one after another. What is this plant cell? What are the constituents, or what are the chemical constituents which are found within it, one after another. So we are going to start with the first type of a plant, of a eukaryotic cell, which is called the plant cell. And plant cell are eukaryotic, and plant cells are eukaryotes and present in organism of kingdom plantae. So tukiongelea hawa plants tunamaanisha ile kingdom plantae yote. We have different kinds of division which are found within the kingdom plantae. For example, division in angiospermophyta, division is coniphelophyta, all of them spermophyta and so on. So wale organism wote wanakuwa na hii plant cell. So they have a true nucleus along with the specialized structure called the organelle that carry out different function. So how organism, they have nucleus that become the function, the first characteristics of this organism. Within their nucleus, they have specialized organelles that carry different kinds of functions. So here, my student, before we wind up our discussion, we have something that you have to note. That is not distinctive feature of a plant cells include the presence of the cell wall containing the cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin, and the presence of the chloroplast capable of performing photosynthesis. So simply we can say that hii distinctive feature ya hawa plant cell, distinctive feature, sifa ya kipekee ambayo inapatikana kwa hawa plant cell, tunasema kwamba wanakuwa na cell wall, ambayo cell wall yao imetengenezwa na cellulose, au inaweza ikawa cellulose, au inaweza ikawa hemicellulose au pectin, and present in the chloroplast capable of performing the photosynthesis. Pia another character of the last tunasema kwamba ni photosynthesis, ambayo sasa inapatikana ndani ya hawa plant cell only. And by saying so, my student, this become the end of our session, and thank you for your attentively listening and for following us Educare TZ. So thank you and bye bye. Have a nice moment.